Good morning, second grade. Since I can't be there in person to have our library class, I thought I would bring a video to you. And we're going to continue. Remember last week we started the story of Piggy Pie by Margie Palantini. And we only got to the part, if you remember, Gritch the Witch wanted to make Piggy Pie. And she needed piggies. Used the yellow pages of the phone book, which I showed you last week. And she looked up Old MacDonald's farm, and that's where she wants to find her piggies. But when the piggies saw her flying in the sky, they went into the barn and they're going to put on disguises, and that's where we'll pick up our story. Okay, so that's where we left off last week, that they're getting into disguises. Gritch zoomed in for a thump, landing. She spit straw, fanned her still smoking tootsies, and lifted her goggles. There wasn't a pig in sight. Where do they all go? Gritch shouted to a duck. Hey, duck, I said, where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for Piggy Pie. The duck quacked here. The duck quacked there. Here it quacked, there it quacked, everywhere it quacked. No piggies. Okay, and you see who really are the duck? The ducks in disguise, if you can notice the piggy feet underneath and the piggy hoof there and the piggy skin underneath the top. What do you mean no piggies, you dizzy duck? Gritch screeched into his bill. I just saw a pazel of piggies down here not a minute ago. Hand over those hogs, you little quacker. No piggies, quacked the duck. Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened the duck with one of her most evil spells. The duck was not impressed. It wasn't even scared. It gave Gritch another quack and just waddled away. Who needs a dumb duck? Gritch mumbled. Being careful where she stepped, Gritch wandered across the meadow. Yoo-hoo! She shouted. Moo! So what did she wander into? What field? Great, the cows. You, Gritch said to the cow, where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for Piggy Pie. The cow moo-mooed here. The cow moo-mooed there. Here it moved. There it mooed. Everywhere it moo-mooed. No piggies. And if you could see, look who's inside that cow costume. What do you mean, no piggies, you lumpy-looking cow? Screamed Gritch. I need 8 plump piggies for Piggy Pie. Fork over the pork, you walking milk machine, or I'll curdle your cream. No piggies, mooed the cow. Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened the cow with one of her most evil spells. The cow stared at Gritch, swatted a fly with its tail, and lumbered away. Cows, who needs 'em? Gritch grumbled. So she tried the barnyard, where she stopped a chicken in its tracks. Okay, Bird Brain, where are the piggies? I need 8 plump piggies for Piggy Pie. The chicken clucked here. The chicken clucked there. Here it clucked, there it clucked, everywhere it clucked. No piggies. What do you mean, no piggies, you feathered drumstick? Gritch screeched. What's going on here? Where's the boss of this heap of hay? The chicken flapped a wing toward Old MacDonald. Gritch looked over him once, looked over him twice, and if you can see, not our Farmer McDonald. "You're old MacDonald?" she said. "Don't look much like your picture, do you?" The farmer thumbed his suspenders and he shrugged. "Look, Shorty, I've been quacked here, moo there, and clucked everywhere all over this farm. I need 8 plump piggies for piggy pie. Where are the piggies?" The farmer looked here. The farmer looked there. Here he looked. There he looked. Everywhere he looked. No piggies. "What do you mean, no piggies, you flea-bitten seed spreader? You must have piggies." Gritch pulled her hair. She stomped her feet. She even threatened him with one of her most evil spells. "No piggies!" Her stomach growled. It grumbled. But there were no piggies. There would be no piggy pie. Now what was she going to eat? "Psst, psst, psst. Excuse me, little lady. Wolf's the name. Let me give you some advice. Forget about the piggies." "Forget about the piggies," said Grinch, eyeing the wolf. He nodded. "They're too tricky, trust me. I've been chasing 3 little pigs for days." He huffed and he puffed. "I'm starving. Look at me. I'm nothing but skin and bones." Grinch pinched his arm. "Well, not quite," she grinned. "Mr. Wolf, I have the most wonderful idea. I was thinking, since you haven't eaten and I haven't eaten, why don't you come home with me for lunch? I'm a very good cook." "Why, that does sound tempting," the wolf said as he looked at Grinch and smacked his lips. "Are you sure it wouldn't be any problem?" "Problem?" Grinch grinned. So what do you think she's thinking? Instead of having piggy pie, she's eyeing up our old wolfie friend here. But the wolfie's eyeing up Grinch too. "Oh, no problem at all," she said as they walked off arm in arm. "I always enjoy having a wolf for lunch." And as we come to the end of our story, here the wolf is thinking of a sandwich with Grinch in the middle of the 2 buns. And Grinch is thinking of a wolf sandwich. So you make the story end the way you want. The end. But our piggies are all safe and sound. The end. Okay, since Saturday is going to be Halloween, I thought that I would read you another Halloween story. And this one is called The Big Pumpkin. Oh, by the way, before we start that one, don't forget you could be taking accelerated reader tests at home like we had done since March. The quiz number is 14749. 14749. Okay? And this one is also an accelerated reader test, but I don't have the information, but I know for a fact that it is. It's called Big Pumpkin by Erica Silverman, illustrated by S.D. Schindler. And you know, when I say written by, she's the author. Illustrated by is the person who did the pictures for our story. Once there was a witch who wanted to make pumpkin pie, different from our piggy pie. So she planted a pumpkin seed. She weeded and watered, and after a while a sprout poked through, and then a pumpkin grew. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew some more. Soon Halloween was just hours away. The witch thought about pumpkin pie and bent down to take her pumpkin off the vine. It's huge. Well, she pulled and she tugged and she pulled. First she pulled hard and then she pulled harder. But that pumpkin just sat. "Drat," said the witch. Doesn't seem like it's gonna move out of that garden. Just then, along came a ghost. "Ooh, big pumpkin," said the ghost. "It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine, and Halloween's just hours away," said the witch, and she gave that pumpkin a kick. "Oh, I'm bigger than you, and I'm stronger too," boasted the ghost. "Let me try." Said the witch. But she thought about pumpkin pie, so she stepped aside. The ghost bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled, and he tugged, and he pulled. First he pulled hard, and then he pulled harder. But that pumpkin just sat. "Drat," said the ghost. So he didn't have any luck either. Just then along came that's right, a vampire. "Big pumpkin," said the vampire. "It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine, and Halloween's just hours away," said the witch, and she gave that pumpkin a kick. "I'm bigger than both of you, and stronger too," boasted the vampire. "Let me try." Said the witch. Said the ghost. Let's see if he has any luck, our vampire. But they thought about pumpkin pie and stepped aside. The vampire bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, he pulled, and he tugged, and he pulled. First he pulled hard, and then he pulled harder, and that pumpkin just sat. "Drat," said the vampire. Okay, so 3 of them, no luck getting that pumpkin out. Oh, look who comes along. That's right, Mummy. Just then along came a mummy. "Big pumpkin," said the mummy. "It's big and it's mine, but it's stuck on the vine, and Halloween's just hours away," said the witch, and she gave that pumpkin a kick. "I am bigger than all of you and stronger too," boasted the mummy. "Let me try." And so what did the witch say? And what did the ghost say? And what did the vampire say? But they thought about pumpkin pie, so they stepped aside. The mummy bent down to take the pumpkin off the vine. Well, she pulled, and she tugged, and she pulled. First she pulled hard, and then she pulled harder, and that pumpkin just sat. So what did the mummy say? "Drat." Of course. And there's the mummy pulling on the pumpkin. Just then along came a bat. "Big pumpkin," said the bat. The witch didn't even say a word. She just looked at the ghost and rolled her eyes. Let's all give our eyes a roll. The ghost looked at the vampire. The vampire looked at the mummy. And they all looked at the little bat. And what do you think they started to do? They laughed. "I may not be big, and I may not be strong," said the bat, "but I have an idea." And the bat told them what to do. And so the witch said, And the ghost said, And the vampire said, And the mummy said, Let's see, why do you think that idea could be from that little bat when all the other characters failed? Okay, so look at what the bat had them do. They all got behind each other and hold on tight, and there's our bat, and he says, "Ready, set, pull," called the bat. The bat pulled the mummy. The mummy pulled the vampire. The vampire pulled the ghost. The ghost pulled the witch. And the witch pulled the pumpkin. Well, they pulled. And they tugged. And they pulled some more. First they pulled hard. And then they pulled harder. And what do you think's going to happen? The pumpkin popped out of the ground. So our little bat's idea worked. Snap! Off came the pumpkin. "Drat," said the witch. Whoosh, it flew and it flew, and let's see where it's going to land. Thud. It landed on top of a hill, and thump, bump, thump, bump, thump, bumpy, it bounced all the way down to the witch's house. And when it got to her door, that pumpkin just sat. Hooray for the bat, shouted the witch, and she hurried inside to make pumpkin pie. Said the ghost. Have some more, said the witch. Oh, couldn't eat another bite, said the vampire. Fun party, said the mummy. Time to go, said the bat. They're all enjoying that pumpkin pie after that hard work. Drat, said the witch as she watched them all leave. And then she went right out and planted another pumpkin seed. The end. Okay, and that's the story of Big Pumpkin by Erica Silverman. As I said, it is an accelerated reader book. I just don't have that quiz number for you. So if you just type in Big and then Pumpkin, you'll be able to access it. Okay, let's have one more story. It's like our celebration of Halloween stories, and I hope you've enjoyed all of them. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Pug and Pig, but they're two friends. One is a dog, his name is Pug, and the other one is Pig, who's named a pig. Okay, so we have a theme going, pumpkins and witches. This is written by Sue Lowell Gallion and illustrated by Joyce Wan. Okay, so this one is called Pug and Pig Trick or Treat. This is Pug and Pig's house. Okay, all decorated for Halloween. Now we see two little characters walking in the yard there. That look like skeletons. This is Pug and Pig Scarecrow. Looks like it's made out of a sunflower. Okay. These are Pug and Pig's pumpkins. And if you look closely, one is just like Pig, and the other one is just like Pug. And these are Pug and Pig's costume. And what are they going as for Halloween as? Of course, skeletons. Pig likes the snug fit of her costume. She likes how her bones glow in the dark. She likes the mask that covers her face. Will anyone know who she is? Pig likes her costume very, very much. But Pug does not like his costume at all. His insides are squished. His outsides feel squashed. He does not like the mask that covers his face. No one will know who he is. Pug does not like his costume. Until he burst out of it. And it scattered all over the yard. Pig is just looking at him like, now we don't have a Halloween costume for you. Tonight is Halloween. This is Pig in costume. And this is Pug not in costume. But Pug doesn't care about Halloween anymore. He just likes the fact he's out of that too snuggly costume. But someone else does. Pig wants to go trick-or-treating. But who will answer the door with Pig? Who will trick-or-treat with Pig? Who will go to the Halloween party and eat tasty tidbits with Pig? So Pug gets an idea. And as you see, it's going outside the buggy door. His idea is in the muddy corner of the backyard. What do you think he's going to do? Here's his muddy corner. And he jumps right into that mud with a giant splat. Why? Who is this? Asks Pig. Perhaps it's Pig's shadow. Look, Pig answers the door with her shadow. And Pig goes trick-or-treating with her shadow. Pig goes to the Halloween party with her shadow and eats tasty tidbits with her shadow too. There they are, Pig and Pug. Pig with her shadow. Pig likes Halloween. And there's the little shadow running after Pig. And then they both settle in for a night because so does Pug like Halloween. The end. I hope you enjoyed our 3 stories. I do have a reminder last Monday when I gave you this letter to join our Google Library Classroom, and it has a code there. Some have done it already, but please, the rest who have not, please join with that code. And this way, it's a nice link to get you to the AR tests. If you have any questions, it has my email, so you could email me, and we could get through all those problems. And